for the Empowering You Show. This is a lively television show that is a driving force to positive transformation in every viewer's life. Our goal is simple. It is to elevate our audience members with clear, practical, helpful advice and engaging activities. We're here dedicated to sparking a journey of self-growth and empowerment, making sure each episode is a step toward professional and personal achievement. That's how we empower you on the Empowering You Show. So get ready, it's time. Hey, it's another beautiful day here in not so sunny Virginia. We are live on the Empowering You Show, and I'm so grateful that you stopped by to check us out. We empower all of you with great guests, people who have something to say, something to talk about, people who are doing great things in the community and around the world. And today is no different. Today, we have a special guest. But before I bring up our special guest, let me bring up the sexy, sassy Shawnee Smith.
Well, hello. Listen, it's a new year. It's a new me.
It's a new month.
Oh, I have a new speech, okay?
Uh-oh, let me hear it. Here it goes.
Nope, it's too long. Nope. I'm gonna go out there. But I'm just saying, I have made some changes inside that I am so proud of. And I am so excited to see what and how the journey continues to change and evolve with these new changes. And I just want to encourage you out there that you can do it too. It's all up here. It's all up here.
Between these two ears. Let me tell you something. It is a new year and we're already rolling to the middle of the second month. What have you done differently than you did last year? This is what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about all things new. What are you doing that's new and different? You can't do the same thing over and over again. So without further ado, let me introduce you to somebody who I know is going to rock your socks on the microphone today.
Listen, blow your wig right off.
DrLisa Santiago McNeill is a dynamic speaker, empowering coach, and accomplished publisher, dedicated to helping individuals and organizations unlock their true potential with a unique blend of inspiration, expertise, and practical guidance. DrLisa has transformed the lives of countless clients, leaving a lasting impact wherever she goes. That's facts. As a sought-after speaker, DrLisa captivates audience with her powerful storytelling and actionable insights. Her expertise extends to the publishing world, where she's guided numerous authors, we'll hear more about that, through the journey from manuscript to market. I love that. She founded Women's Empowerment Networks in 2013, dedicated to the support and development and celebration of women in business. She founded Empowerment Publishing and Multimedia in 2016 and dedicated that to helping men and women and a few good men, to share their stories and walk in their truth. She's married to the Brian K. McNeill since April of 2016, and they partner not just in life, but also in business, often taking the stage together and presenting together. I present to you, introduce to others, the incomparable DrLisa Santiago McNeill.
Yes, I am so excited to be here and thank you for that introduction, because honey, I was like, she did that. Yeah, she did that. Oh yeah, I did that. That is one of the most empowering things that you can do for yourself. Is to remember what you've already done.
That's right. And many times we diminish what we do. We diminish ourselves. We dim our light. And you and I have talked about this, DrLisa, many times, how because of the big, bold personalities that we are, we feel like we're overshadowing people when we get to the room. But guess what, baby? Those days is over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't illuminate, but I am going to be who I am because it is necessary. God put you here for a reason. And
That's
when
right.
you allow yourself to dim your light, it's like you're turning down your full potential.
Yep. Johnny, you were going to say we were.
No, I'm saying we come in the room to bring light. All right. Not to bring any darkness, any shade. I'm not coming here to bring you shade.
Right.
Unintended, right? I've come in here to bring the light. It's actually an insult to God.
Absolutely.
How dare I say, nah, you didn't really mean to make me that bold, did you? Ooh. I think you messed up on that one.
I decided I wanted to see what I was looking at that was just looking at me.
And you put on the sassy glasses, no less.
I got a whole stack of sassy glasses over here.
all cute, by the way.
I love it. Well, Miss Lisa, let's talk about a little bit for a minute about leadership. You know, how your leadership has developed so many people and helped so many people. Why is leadership important, especially in these days and times?
So I have found that particularly with amazing women, leadership is more about permission to be their own amazing self. Because more often than not, women are leading from the back. Mm-hmm. Women are already leading from the back and doing great things because we're just intrinsically, we are created that way. Mm-hmm. We're created for amazing things. But through the years, we have been relegated to second place citizens.
Come on now. Second place.
And now, by giving women the reminder and permission, you got to be amazing. Now it's easier because as women, we're realizing that we have daughters that we want to remind. We don't want them to repeat. And they're watching. Yeah. We don't want them to repeat some of the, yes, dear, I have your back, dear. And, you know, some of the things people might say from the 50s, but I promise you that I have seen some powerful women cower to their husbands because that was the expectation.
And acceptance. That was the accepted way of doing things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's really a misunderstanding.
It is. And you can respectfully support your husband. I do every day. I stand beside him as his partner and still stand in the fullness of your truth.
Right. But there's a difference in what you call leadership in traditional role, in traditional explanation and definition. And so I want women and men to understand that leadership is not about telling somebody what to do.
No, it's about showing them how it should be done. Understand, not only showing them that one individual task, but showing them your character.
Yes.
In all the things that you do. Because then the expectation is set. It's not just how you put A, B, C down, but look how they handle everything. Look how other people relate to them and look how they relate to other people. If as a leader, you're showing disrespect, you will breed a team of disrespect. Yes. If you as a leader are showing the opportunity to gloat, then you are creating an atmosphere of gloating as opposed to healthy competition, as opposed to lifting one another up and encouragement. Mm-hmm. You as a leader have more responsibilities in the way you perform than in what you teach.
And I love that, Lisa, because many times I'm talking to the global we are leaders by name. So you lead this organization or you lead that organization or you're in charge of this department or you're in charge of that department.
Right.
It doesn't make a difference what your title is. You can always tell who the real leader is when a meeting convenes and they look to the person who is the leader to make a comment or not.
Absolutely.
And so leadership is, to me, more about, as you already stated, exemplifying what you want in the people that you're leading. And giving them permission, not micromanaging them, but giving them permission to walk and conduct themselves in their gift. Because many places that I have worked never knew what my gifting was. You are assigned a task, and that's a task-oriented position, and that's all you did. But today, companies, enterprises that are successful, in my view, are the ones who take the time to sit down with their leadership and have their leadership sit down with their people who work with them, associates in my case, and find out, what are you good at? What do you like to do? What's your gifting? What's your passion? And then letting them work in that.
Absolutely.
And removing the roadblocks, because that's a big part also. Remove the roadblocks so they can do what they can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you empower them to want to go further. You'll actually have more productivity if you empower someone. You won't have to incentivize them with money or anything else when they feel empowered to do it. Because many times the leader, particularly in corporate America, the leader is a lot of times the support person. They're the one that actually knows all the ins and outs of everything, but doesn't have the title for one reason or other, for, whether it's a glass ceiling, whether it's, an education background that stops them from being able to move forward, or sometimes just their own confidence.
So what would you say to young people today that are looking for a company that provides them the space to be who they are? What would you say to them? How would you encourage them to go about looking for employment?
So I don't. I don't encourage anyone to look for employment. I know that sometimes it's a necessity, but I believe personally that our gifts make room for us. And I believe that identifying something that you have learned or gleaned in life, and then figuring out who else wants it or who else needs it.
What problem you solve with it?
What problem you solve with it, exactly. But fortunately, I want to say right now, our millennials have really picked that up. They have taken up the mantle of, what, I don't have to work for somebody else. I have some amazing skills, gifts, and talents that are now intrinsic to me because they were born with the cell phone in their hands. They were born with technology, and now they can leverage that intrinsic knowledge into a viable solution for someone who may not have that same accessibility.
Well, and I get that. And I encourage anyone who has the capacity and desire to be entrepreneurial to do that. But there are a lot of people who are not still.
Absolutely. And they need to talk to somebody else.
Right.
They're not your client.
So I'm talking to those people that, for whatever reason, it's like I compare it to a homeowner versus a renter mentality. Some people just don't ever want to be homeowners.
No, absolutely. And I know some people don't ever want to be entrepreneurs. Right. I still believe that if you have a job, that you find the opportunity within that job to carve out a little piece of yourself.
Your side.
And if it's not appreciated in that role, then sometimes hobbies or internships are sometimes necessary ancillarily to your main job. You may have to go to another department and say, I got some time that I want to give over here, or whatever the case is, so that you are able to highlight what it is that you really illuminate and bring to the table. I had, back when I was in corporate America, I had a colleague. I was in IBM, so I had a colleague that was very technological with me. We were in the technology industry. That's what we did. But she was also very creative. And so we learned that early on, that she could decorate and she could do all these things. So whenever there was a company party or whatever, even outside of our department, we would refer her to that situation because she thrived in it. She loved it.
That's what you loved.
Yeah, she loved that. She would still do her job and do her business, do what she was supposed to do on the technology side. But given the opportunity, she would love to make your event good. She would love to make your office party, happen without a hitch. So understanding that there are ways to find pockets for your passion.
Yes. Oh, I like that. Let me shout out right here. James Sutton Hey, James Sutton out there. Hey, Donna Barada on live. I'm glad to see you out there. Make sure you stop by Facebook and see us on live, or YouTube and see us on live. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss these wonderful guests that we have on the show. Today, we are highlighting DrLisa Santiago McNeill. She is an amazing presence in and of herself. But I want her to talk more about what she's got going on in her world.
Absolutely. Thank you. What I really wanted to come forward this empowering people for February is because every one of us has a story.
Yes.
And most of us have learned something along the way in that story. And as you guys know, and you mentioned, I am a hybrid publisher and I help people to tell and share their stories. But just like you said, helping them go from manuscript to market, that just wasn't enough, right? Manuscript to market means that it's available for everybody to get. Let me tell you, there's some medicine on the shelf that's out there that no one knows where it is, period.
Or what it does.
Or what it does. There's some medicines, and what you are is the answer to someone's illness. By learning and wrestling with that, I then became even more passionate, not just about finishing this book for one client after the other. Essentially, we are up to 189 right now. 189 since 2016. But then to take it another further, right? I want you to leverage this pocket of wisdom into serving those that you were intended to serve. And in order to do that, that means you got to get in front of more people. That means more people have to see what you offer, and they have to have the opportunity to taste test what it is you are and what it is you do to see whether or not you are in alignment with the need that they have.
My coach says on more stages and pages.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's necessary.
Yeah.
It is necessary.
Absolutely necessary.
And I'm so grateful that over these 9 years, since 2016, I have produced over 189 authors. But in that, along the way, some of the authors decided to take it to another level, and they also contracted me to help them to go bestseller. Yep. Out of those 189 projects, we have 38 bestsellers.
That's applause. That's applause.
38 bestsellers.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And 2 international bestsellers. What does that mean? Thank you very much. Good for you, DrLisa. That means that I've learned some things.
I know that's right.
Mm-hmm. That means that I've learned some things and I have captured them, because part of what we were talking about, all things new, right? Old things pass away and all things become new, right?
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, even in those new things, and you can check this out scientifically, there is a vestige of DNA from the old things.
Yes.
Every child that is born second has some of the DNA from their brother in them or their sister in them. Everything that comes from something carries that DNA, whether it goes back 1 generation, 5 generations, or even in the same generation. It blew my mind, the thought that your mother's womb carries the DNA that you leave there into your next sibling, into your next sibling, and into your next sibling.
That is amazing.
Definitely didn't know that.
It blew my mind.
And I'm using this tonight on my sister. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what it meant to me was there was something to learn from every one of these books, every one of these bestsellers. And I began to rake through my notes. Because I want to see, we talked about this yesterday on my show, I want to sweep the corners, right? in God's word, he talks about sweeping the corners, because there is something, my husband uses the example when on Saturday morning, when you had to go clean that kitchen and you go swept it out, and then mom came behind you after you said it was clean and ain't nothing on these floors, and she had a whole big old stack of trash that she found from sweeping the corners. Understand that there is more left than we give credit for.
Yeah.
And so during this research that I did, I came up with the top 10 strategies that will help an individual to become bestseller. Now,
wow.
I am telling you, I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
That is exciting news.
Absolutely. And your viewers will be the first ones to have the opportunity to receive it completely.
Wow.
Completely free.
What was that last part? Completely free. Do you guys hear this?
Completely free.
Free, Donna Barada. Bestseller. You want to write a book?
I don't just want you to have a book, because now with the advent of self-publishing and everything else, which I'm going to tell you, some of y'all need to leave that self-publishing alone, because baby, anyway, I'm going, never mind. We're not here for that. I'm bless your heart. We
can talk about that.
What I am is a hybrid publisher. Okay. Hybrid meaning that bestseller strategy. Means that self-publishing is amazing if you know what to do.
Yes.
Howsoever, if you don't, then you are making a mess. It's like trying to bring this new recipe you saw on the TikTok to Thanksgiving. Hunty, don't nobody want that.
Hang on. B. Holmes, thank you for joining us today. We're talking to Dr. Lisa Santiago McNeill. If you're on Facebook, you can also go to YouTube or Facebook, and we should be there live. I'm hoping that that's showing up live there. I'm not really good with this whole social media thing, but I'm good. We're here on Facebook and StreamYard, and it will be streaming live later. So if you get a chance to see the show later, please #replay and listen to Dr. Lisa Santiago. She has the goods on today. So back to you, Lisa. Hunty, y'all making a mess.
That's right. Please.
A hot mess. She said
a hot mess.
Okay.
And I don't mean no harm. I really mean that when I say I don't mean no harm, bless you. But a hybrid publisher takes the pain out of self-publishing. I only provide for you the pieces and parts that you can't do or choose not to do for yourself. And that is what you pay me for. I don't collect none of your royalties. I don't tell you what you're going to do with your project after it's finished. I don't decide anything without you. I am your hybrid publisher. I follow your lead. Now, as a bestseller strategist, I have the opportunity to take some people who have either self-published or published with someone else, or my authors, to the next level. There are essentially 3 levels, but we got to go one level at a time. Bestseller strategy is giving you the opportunity to A, expand your reach, B, expand your credibility, and C, increase your visibility.
Let me pause you right there. Let me pause you right there. Those 3 things, I want you to slow down and say them again, and then tell us why each of those might be important to you if you're interested in writing a book.
Okay, so that means that you want me to remember everything I just said.
The 3 things that self-publishing with you or hybrid publishing with you gets
Absolutely.
You. There were 3 things.
Absolutely. So the first and foremost thing is I help you to get it done and done well, right? So with that, I take on for you all of the headache, all of the copyright, all of the Library of Congress, all of the ISBN. I take the headache from you for the editing, the formatting, the cover design, the back cover design. I take that headache away from you. And I give you the peace of mind of having my project completed. Now, once that project is completed in your hands, if that's what you hired me for, then I'm done. However, if you choose to go the next level with me with the bestseller strategy, I add those intricate 10 steps to your package so that we can begin to build and grow your following, build and grow your opportunities, and build and grow what your call to action is going to be. Because bestseller strategy is in the middle for the third step. The third step is your increased visibility vis-a-vis increased sales. What are you selling? Let me tell you what we're not selling. We're not selling books.
Books. That's right. Tell her again.
$20.
Thornton is out there. Dr.
We're not selling books.
Lisa.
We are not selling books.
He said it 4 times. We're not selling books.
Are $20 a piece. If all I did was sold books, I would have to live with you. And if all you do is sell books, you would have to live with me or somebody, because my husband ain't nobody else. Right, with your mama. But helping you to then, after identifying your bestseller strategy, which is going to increase your visibility, increase your reach, and increase the opportunity that you have to present your skill, knowledge, and expertise.
Are y'all hearing this? Emily. My cousin Emily's out there.
Hey, Emily. We then take you to the next level. The next level is you're creating your cash system. As your coach, I help you to understand that $20 book is just the first level in your cash system. Now people can see that you know what you know. Now people can see that you have a solution for a problem that you have. And let me emphasize, first of all, I'm not talking about your romance books. Go sell them somewhere else. I'm not talking about your urban fiction. Go deal with that somewhere else. I'm talking about people who have stories that provide self-help, personal development, and or children's books.
Yeah.
Professional services. Absolutely. Yeah. Professional and personal development, because those are sold in a tiered effect. Nobody's going to say you are the #1 leadership professional in the world until after you've written the book, John C. Maxwell.
Right.
And then created the program, John C. Maxwell, and then fellowship internationally and take it abroad. There are levels to this. You got to start somewhere, but oftentimes people make step 1 the place that they live.
Right.
And hibernate.
Hibernate. We want to go to step 2 as an international bestseller, and then step 3 as a subject matter expert with opportunities and options for people to connect with and gain more wisdom from you, whether it's one-on-one, in a group basis, from the platform, wherever it is, showcasing your personal skills, gifts, and talents in a way that can now impact the world.
Right. It's essentially your business card.
You become
very, very powerful business card.
Well, that's what the book is in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a $20 business card.
Yeah.
It's an important business card. Mm-hmm. It opens the door, but it can also be a door stopper. That's as far as you go. If you don't understand what to do with it and how to leverage it.
Mm-hmm. I literally went 2 places in my brain when you said door stopper, like stick it underneath the door to stop.
That's right. That's what I was talking about. The double entendre.
And then it went to your book is not written well, and it's not selling copies, and it's stopping people from even buying it.
That's right. There is definitely a double entendre in there. When you have more formatting issues than a little bit, when your grammar is not intentional. I'm not saying perfect. I'm not asking you to write Shakespeare. I said intentional. Right. It should sound like you
have the knowledge that you're supposed to have for the book.
And in your voice.
Yeah.
Because everybody doesn't identify with everyone's voice.
Right.
There are certain podcasts that have great information, but I can't stand to listen to it. I read their transcripts because I can't stand to hear the voices that are speaking. So the tone of your voice and the tenor of your voice is also important to reach the people that you want to reach, because you could very easily turn them off.
And oh, by the way, you have to know who you're trying to reach.
Yes.
That part.
Because you could be putting out, not just in a book format, just in general, in marketing. If you don't know what problem you solve first, and you don't know who you solve that problem for, you're already on the wrong track. So we're here to help you, not just with leadership, but with ideas, techniques, and strategies to help you with whatever you're working on become better, more efficient, more forward reaching. That's what's new on the Empowering You show.
I mean, ideally, if you don't know who your audience is, you actually end up in turning and losing who you are, because now you're speaking to a group that you shouldn't be speaking to, that you wouldn't normally be speaking to. And now you have to kind of mask to figure out how to even get to them, because you are not authentically you at this point.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Or if you don't mask, then you are standing in the middle of a room with people that are not receptive, and you just wasted an hour of your day. So being in front of the right audience and identifying who that audience is imperative, even before you put pen to paper, even before you write anything,
even thinking about writing. So Lisa, how do we get in touch with you?
So absolutely, the best way to get in touch with me is go to DrLisaSantiago.com, DrLisaSantiago.com. It has all of the ways that you can connect with me there. And if you want to get the bestseller strategy 10 tips, just text me at 704-493-2035, and I will send you the PDF. I will send
10 tips to what?
10 tips to bestseller.
10 tips to bestseller. Give it to me again, the text number.
704
704
493
493
2035. Absolutely.
The 10 tips.
10 tips to bestseller. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for offering that to our audience. If you
that's
didn't
me.
hear it, there should be a banner coming across the bottom of the screen shortly on Facebook, YouTube, and it'll have Dr. Lisa's email address and her phone number for you to get those 10 tips. Go to DrLisaSantiago.com and 704-493-20, don't have my glasses, 35. Did I get that?
You got that.
Yes.
Awesome. We are so excited to have you here with us, Dr. Lisa Santiago McNeill. And we don't have a date yet, but we will by the end of this month, February, have a date for our Sisters Inspire Sisters to Advance event. And we already know that Dr. Lisa Santiago McNeill is going to be in the building. If you have not seen this woman on stage, on platform, then here's your opportunity, because you want to talk about dropping bombs, not nuggets.
I'm going to say bombs, like bombs over Baghdad bombs. Okay. Like, bring your notebook, bring your tissues, because she's going to bring it. She's going to bring it.
Really real. And I want to say publicly, thank you so much, Dr. Lisa. This is going to be year 3 that you're with us. And she has brought the fire every single time. Is it year 3 or 4?
This is before.
4.
This is before.
Yeah, because first year was
Brian. I wasn't even on the
roster.
I wasn't on the roster.
And took the show. So we're looking forward to that. Also want to talk about the Women Empowerment Network that you have. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I believe that there are women out there that need that space.
Absolutely. Women Empowerment Networks is an opportunity for women to come together and celebrate in business and in life with a spiritual backdrop. We know that God enables us to do all things, We know that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, but oftentimes coming from corporate America and coming from more traditional backgrounds, we may have forgotten that he can show up in our whole life, not just on our Sunday life or our bedtime prayers life or them little corny prayers we place over our food sometimes when we can actually the cool ones. Thank you, Lord, for this food. Amen. They be real quick and even quicker, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I've actually said that prayer while the food was in my mouth.
Snap.
We do forget. But is this just for business women?
No, it's not. It's not just for business women. It's for women at any stage of their lives. But we do encourage you to come, network, bring your business, bring your ideas, your challenges, bring your support, bring your prayer requests, bring everything. This is the place where you can actually come and be you. You can be you as entrepreneur, as an employee, as mom, as grandma, as caregiver, and simply be supported and celebrated. And we actually invite you, if you're a survivor, because we're seeing the strength of the survivor community imbue us with faith and hope for the future.
Yeah.
Just because they're still there.
So as a member of WEN, WEN, Women's Empowerment Network, Lisa's network, I can tell you firsthand, it's a community of love. It's a community that is not, sometimes women get together and it's catty or it's none of that. And to hear her say, what can we celebrate you for? I've never said that to you, but I want to tell you, when I hear you say, what can we, the collective we, celebrate you for? Even if I don't have anything that I can think of at the moment, I just love hearing you say that, because we don't celebrate us enough.
No, that's
and
right.
So I'm inviting you to Lisa's community, because I have found it to be, when I'm not in the best of spirits, that's where I run. And it happens the first and third
Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. The next one is the third Tuesday, and I'm going to put the link here for you guys.
This Tuesday coming up, because I just invited
Tuesday
there isn't a time in the WEN network, for one, it is such a safe place. But there isn't a time that, even when you're not in the best of moods, when you say, what can I celebrate you for? Sometimes the answer is, I woke up.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, I got a great big deal, or, whatever. But sometimes it's just, I'm here.
Yeah.
I showed up. And it's
sometimes it's
the encouragement is like, right.
I'm just here.
Absolutely. I'm just here. That's all I have for you. And I'm grateful, because in those moments, we find out from one another, first of all, that you're not alone.
Right.
We don't always get the chance to say that I'm here, especially for those of us on this podcast right now, because we're often the leaders. As leaders, we're typically not given permission to have a bad day, to have an off day, or to have a vulnerable day.
Yeah.
So recognize that in Women Empowerment Networks, we're all sisters.
Yes.
I facilitate it, but I'm not always the one that's on. I'm grateful that I have sisters I can count on to say, baby, if you don't take this, I don't know what's going to happen, because I can't make it. I can't do it.
Shot in the arm. It's such a shot in the arm. Some days I'm feeling really high and I have so many great things going on. And some days I'm in tears and I don't even want to be on the camera, and I don't even want to be on WEN. But I know that if I go, it's kind of like exercise. Yeah. I know when I'm done, I'm feeling better.
Feel better. And that is one of the reasons why I believe it has continued since 2013. And I'm essentially reminded that as we get close to the first Tuesday or the third Tuesday, I have been recently checking my emotional temperature. because I realized that there's some crank and frustration that starts to creep up on me. And then I said, oh, it's too long between sisters. That's what that is. It's too long between when. Yeah. When I start seeing it, it's usually the Thursday before the next meeting that I've gone too long without the support and the encouragement of my
sister friend. You don't have them days where you're not on. What are you talking about?
Honey, please. I have to tell the truth and shame the devil. And I'm excited that I work with my husband every day. Very conscientious, very caring. But I promise you that there are some days that so much time has passed and so much pressure has been on my shoulders that I could even look over at him and be like, why are you here? And I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
It's because we are different
by Tuesday at 8:00, right? I don't believe that.
We are different beings, and women are different than men, and because of that, we are different beings, even person to person. Women are different than other women. Sometimes, this is just Barbara logic. Sometimes we just want to be alone with us.
Yes.
Ourselves, the me, myself, and I, them three people.
Yeah. We never get to. We never get to. Yeah.
What did you say, Shawnee?
I said, because we never get to. Sometimes I sit in the driveway and I'm just like, they come to the door like, everything okay? Like, go back inside.
So maybe I'm not the only one now. I'm gonna be real transparent. The driveway and sitting in your car.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful place.
Yeah. For the three of us. For the three of you.
Oh, yes.
Me, myself, and I.
All by myself.
Yeah.
Don't ask me nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even have to be out there eating. I'm not on the phone. I might not be doing nothing but counting the lycra on the ceiling.
Yeah.
It is just good.
And here's the thing too, many people say, well, you're always in public. You're always out front. You're always, here's the thing about that. Especially when I'm in the public, I have to withdraw. True extroverts can stay on and on and on and on and go, and they love it. So I have discovered that I'm an extroverted introvert, because after I go and pour it all on the stage, I want you to leave me alone. Case in point, I went back in time, Lisa.
I was about to say the first retreat.
When we were on, and I was on, and we were on for 2.5 days, and hyped and excited and empowered and uplifted and encouraged and all the things. And then we got home and people started chiming in about how good it was and how we gonna stay connected. And I said, shut up. And you had to remind me, Sister Barbara, with your sweet voice, Sister Barbara, that's what you want them to do. And I was so tired, I didn't have sense enough to turn the doggone phone off.
I remember. But it is so true. But that's also one of the reasons that we learn as we climb the ladder, that there's got to be a buffer. And a lot of times people think that, oh, you got too big for us now. No, I'm trying to protect what is left of me so that they can rejuvenate and be more for next time.
Yeah.
Right.
And people, real good. The Lord rested on the seventh day. And so why do we think, and I was so guilty of this, why do we think we don't need to rest?
Absolutely.
Like rest in not just laying down, rest in your mind, where you're not thinking about anything, where you're not doing anything, where you're just basking in being, period.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was, Lisa, and Shawnee, I really thought that was doing nothing. Shawnee reminds me constantly, you resting? I said, yeah, I'm resting. I feel like I'm not doing anything. And she says, that is something. You're doing
that
something.
is something. I tell you all the time, right? You're going to be Martha or you're going to be Mary. Sometimes you got to decide, like, but listen.
Yeah.
And so
you're going to miss some really powerful things until you sit down somewhere for a second.
Absolutely.
He don't need our help. He does not need our help.
Absolutely.
So I just want to close up put a nice little bow on. I still got people out hanging out there with me. Thank you, Dr. Michelle Boone Thornton, for being out there. Thank you, Emily Walker, my cousin, and love you so much. Loving you so much for being out there. Share this broadcast with other people if you found value in our conversation, which I know you did, because Dr. Lisa Santiago McNeill is a powerhouse in all areas of her life, in her ministry, in her publishing company, in her speaking, in her just being who she is. And I thank God for Shani today. I want to just shout out. Shani is Director of Operations for BHS and Associates, and she does everything behind the scenes. Things don't happen unless Shani's in the building. So I appreciate you, Shani, and I applaud you for all that you do. Can Do Spice is on the move and on the rise. I want you guys to know that I will be at Small Business Supplier Diversity in the month of March. So if you are a business owner and you want to learn more about this thing called AI, check out their website. It's sbsd.virginia.org and see where I'm going to be. If you're in the 757, come through. It's going to be complimentary to business owners there, but very soon you'll have to pay for that information. So with that being said, I'm going to segue to Dr. Lisa to give her final thoughts and comments and her contact information after Shani gives her final thoughts. Shani?
So that was not expected. All right. I want to say, without a shadow of a doubt, if you have people in your corner that are displaying leadership qualities, right, that are higher than you are, that they're where you want to go, you're in the right circle. If you're the smartest one in your circle, I need you to exit immediately, because that circle is in fact a cage. We are here on assignment, and we are here just for a little while. Just for a little while. We have work to do. So I need you to be able to get out and go and get your work done. I want you to work on your mind, and all else falls into place. That's my tidbit for today. I'm just saying.
Final thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My thought for today is that you have already gotten through it. We want you to use it and benefit from it. Understand that God didn't punish you by making you go through what you went through. That was an opportunity to teach you something that you would have never signed up for.
Right.
That only you could learn. And now you have the responsibility of disseminating that information to those who could learn from your experience.
That's right. That's right.
You don't want to be the one who is performing the sin of the desert, which is knowing where the water is and refusing to tell anyone. If you need help getting your message out, whether it's through publishing it, whether it's to expanding your reach with bestseller strategy, or with creating a platform to showcase your wisdom, connect with me. Go to DrLisaSantiago.com or give me a text at 704-493-2035, and let's make it happen.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for being on our show. You know what time it is. It's time for you to step into your greatness, because the world is waiting for you. That's our show. We will talk to you next time on this same station. Thanks so much, Mark Lee, for all you do behind the scenes. And that's it. That's all.
That's all. VC Masters is coming up next.